This is what I read in January. So first, I read Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. This was a 5-star read. It is the first in a series. There's this book, a novella, and 3 other books. And actually, the sister from the Chestnut Spring series, Violet, her book is the second book. It's after the novella. So it was good. I read that one too. It was amazing. I loved it. And she does end up having kids. That is a spoiler, but, you know, if you read, like, I think there was, like, an epilogue in the second one, you find that out. And then you find it out in the rest. So, you know, half of them have kids. So, this was 5-star. It was amazing. It was about Billy and Vogue. Billy is, like, a horse trainer, and Vogue runs the ranch, and his grandfather just died. That is hopefully on the back. But you find that on, like, the first chapter, so, you know, I have it all written down. This little book I write all my readings in. And then the novella, Out of the Gate by Elsie Silver. It's sort of based on Vogue's grandparents' love story. It's really weird. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what it's based on. But, like, at the same time, it's also, I feel like it's more set sort of in our time now than when I imagine them to be. Because I think they were in their 20s. I'm guessing this was, I can't remember when these books were written. Probably, like, I can, like, read the copyright thing and I'd be like, oh, this is when it was written. Yeah, this one says 2021. So, like, kind of felt more like that than what I would imagine to be, like, the 50s when they fell in love. But I did love it. So, you know, yeah. I'm guessing it's based, I'm not, like, oh, this was also a 4-star read. I'm guessing it's based on them, but, like, set sort of now, so it's, like, connected, but it's also, like, different, you know? Because definitely the cover does not look like you said in the 50s. At all. And the 50s is kind of what I'm guessing, because when his grandparents would have fallen in love, because, well, I have cousins that are older than me that are, like, in their late 20s, maybe 30s. And my grandparents are only, like, in their 70s, and then the other ones are in their 80s. So, like, that's kind of what I'm guessing. It could have been, like, later than that. I don't know. I don't know exactly when they would have fallen in love. But, yeah, the 50s is just, like, a guess, a random one. Could have been the 60s or 70s or even the 80s. I don't know. So, yeah. Or even sooner. No, because they would have to have kids that had kids. So they would have to at least been in their 40s when their grandkids were born. So, yeah. I'm not going to figure that out. Then I read Under Lock by Maria Zapata. This is a 5-star read. It's about Locke. And her name is something. Yeah, his name's Dex Locke. That's kind of what's called Locke. He called her Ritz, but now I can't remember her actual name because he calls her so much. That's so much. I'm like, what's her name? This one actually has, like, chapters. I can see all, like, the pages that the chapter starts. Yep. No, that does not have her name. Her name's down on the back, so I kind of have to, like, dig through this. Her brother's name is Sunny. I remember that. Her name's Iris. There we go. Her name's Iris. I love that name. It was great. It was a great book. I loved it. And you actually do see these characters in, what's it called? Call It. You see them in there. I've read Call It, so I know that. But I read it way before I read that book. But then I went back and looked, because I was moving things around in my room. I got a new bookshelf, so yeah. Then I read the second actual book, but, like, I would say the third book in the series. I think it was the Ruby Creek series. Phone is Finished by Elsie Silver. So it's 4 stars. It is about Violet, and his name was something with C. I'm just gonna have to. Cole. His name was Cole. I knew it was something with C. Violet is an Eton. It was really good. She was actually, like, I think so young. Like, She was in her 20s. The other one's like just the book I'm reading right now. This is last in the series. The girl's like 21. The guy's in his 30s because his books in the series. Her brother, last girl's book. Her brother's book I have read, and it's the third actual book. Because I count a novella as a book, but not a novella. And so it's like the fourth actual book. Fourth book. It was good, but it's his best friend, so yeah. This one, let's get back to this one. This one, they met on a website. I don't know what website actually it was called anymore. He was a former soldier, and also there's like a little thing you won't know until you get like halfway or over halfway through the book, and I'm like, what? How? But like it's great. He also has a therapist, which, yeah, you might actually hate him in the first book. I certainly did not like him, but then when I read his book, I understood why. So, yeah. And then I read The Fifth Heartstopper by Alicia Osman. I read the other, like, 4 Heartstoppers back in 2022. Then I read the yearbook one in 2023. And now 2024. Because it came out, I don't know, December? I can't remember. I got it in January. So, this was 4 stars. Nick and Charlie. Always beautiful. Love them. Actually, at a Barnes & Noble that I went to, there's like a whole, like little photo of them, and I was like, I took a photo with it, and it was great. But I had a ton of bags. So, yeah. I was out of state, so it was like, we're shopping. And then The Front Runner by Elsie Silver. Rate this 5 stars. This is about Stefan and Mira. Her name is Mira. I did love this. Stefan owns a competing horse ranch, and you will absolutely not like him in like the first 2 books. But then you grow to like him in his own, because I did not like him. I'm guessing you guys might like him or hate him. It's cool either way. I don't really care. But yeah, it was really good. Reading about Stefan's sister right now. I love it. It's so good. But Stefan was kind of cool. They call him the villain. He sort of is. But then you get to know him, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then Mira is amazing, too. She works at the the farm that the other Vogue and his brother live on. I cannot remember what it was called at the moment. But all the girls actually work there, which is the best thing. Because I'm like, all of them? Yes. One is going off somewhere right now, but yeah. Mira is a badass. You meet her in, I think, the first book, and she's like a vet. And then she establishes a vet in the second book at the ranch. It was really cute. I loved it. So, yeah, that was all I read in January. So, yeah. Bye, y'all.